Greetings, guys. I am Scott Simmons, creative director of the ScareHouse, a haunted house in Pittsburgh, PA, the zombie capital of the world. Last year around this time, we gave you a little video preview of our haunted house. This year, I just wanted to kind of take you back in, show you some of the changes we've made, and also talk about all the new stuff we're doing this year, including a very extreme and unusual kind of experience down below the main haunted house.
Love to play with my friends.
We are not a big multi-million-dollar corporation. ScareHouse started as a small family-owned business with myself, my wife Barb, who I met working at a haunted house, and my dad Wayne. And it has grown into a very large production with a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of actors.
Ladies and gentlemen, this building has stood for 100 years. And might stand for 100 more.
So the most exciting thing about ScareHouse, I think, is our building. We're in a building that dates back to 1915 and has a tremendous amount of history. That's great as a designer because, you know, we're not in a strip mall, we're not in some old warehouse, we're not in picnic pavilions and setting up a temporary show. We're in this building year-round, building sets, coming up with concepts, and we're able to look back at the history of our building and have that influence what we're doing. The building dates back to 1915. Before we moved in for decades, way back into the 30s, it was actually occupied by the Elks. They would do all kinds of special events, theatrical performances, gatherings. It was a major community center and also an area for meetings and private ceremonies and that kind of thing. So this year at the ScareHouse, we really wanted to pay tribute to that with a big overhaul of the whole entrance experience. When you first come in, we really want you to not only feel transported, but be reminded of the history of the building. So our lobby is really a much more elaborate kind of pre-show than anything we've ever done before. There's an actual stage, there are performances. It's all set in that jazz age, 1920s, 1930s, pre-war era, very influenced by movies like The Shining, other kind of stuff that Stanley Kubrick has done. Just very evocative and has this great vibe to it. And even before you enter into the haunts, we have sort of a little surprise of you actually go through the quote-unquote backstage areas which we filled with all kinds of creepy stuff. And it's fun to mix and match. Some of them are props we've made, some of them are things we've actually found in the building, and it's fun to mix and match things like creepy ventriloquist dummies with the actual props and things, with the actual items that we found here at the haunt. Within the main haunt, we have the same 3 haunts that we had last year, which were very popular. With Forsaken, what we did this year is we really thought it would be fun to create some new characters within the space. We've always filled the haunt with a lot of creepy dolls, so we said, well, who's making all these dolls? Let's build up that character.
I love them all. My pretty friends. She laughs and she smiles, and she will always love you, even when you've done some very bad things. People die, flesh rots, but dolls stay forever.
We're well known for having the ScareHouse bunny, this creepy bunny. We thought, well, let's give the bunny a buddy. Let's see what that's like. Creepo's Christmas in 3D returns this year, and we've enhanced it quite a bit. In fact, I think it is flat out the best looking 3D haunted house we've ever done. And one of the things we did is we really sort of made it a little bit more aggressive and really sort of fine-tuned our conceptual design of the haunt. You know, I mean, it was kind of a weird idea. It's still a weird idea that Creepo the Clown is so angry that Christmas keeps intruding on his Halloween holiday that he decided to strike back. Well, this year, I think we refocused it a bit so that it's really clear that all of these elves and all of these characters you encounter are basically angry, demented clowns, which we know scare people, and they are just going nuts. They're attacking the gingerbread men. It's got much more oomph behind it. But within the 3D space, one of the things we'd always tried to make work, and this year we finally pulled it off, was video effects. The way chroma depth works at our haunted house and any 3D haunted house really is the chroma depth technology, put the glasses on, hot colors look closer than they are, cooler colors look farther away than they really are. Well, the idea is if a painted set does all this kind of weird stuff in space, what happens if you do something with video?
Look at you! Oh, you're adorable! Oh, I just love you!
Working with some local folks at a company called Ion Tank, we shot one of our creepy elves, and we actually shot her in the color spectrum. So we didn't actually shoot her with straight video. We actually went in using a body scanning technology and shot her in the different color spectrums so she moves in and out of those colors as she leans, as she moves in. Got a short throw video projector, projected it on the wall, and it's pretty cool.
Naughty, 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 nice. Hello. Hubba.
But the big new thing for us this year, it's new, but it takes place in some of the oldest parts of our building. It's called the basement. I'm a big fan of immersive theater, but I'm also a big fan of sort of pushing boundaries and seeing, the haunted house business has been around for 25 plus years now, and there are people who have grown up with haunted houses and they're looking for that extreme thing. There's always going to be the person who wants to do the bungee jump. And certainly we've watched with some of the theme parks like Knott's and Busch Gardens have done with the kind of experiences that are very intimate and immersive. So we had all these rooms and space underneath the main haunted house that are great. We love them. They're some of the creepiest parts of the building, but they don't lend themselves to a traditional haunted house because you could not really do a serious throughput. So we put a lot of thought into it, studied a lot of immersive theater type experiences, and developed this thing that we call the basement. By design, very R-rated. There's no nudity, there's nothing explicit in there, but the subject matter, the things that people say, the things people talk to you about, is pretty explicit. It's not a place where you go in and things and jump out, go boo. It's where things jump out and have conversations with you and get in your head a little bit.
Oh, I'm so happy that you want to be my friend. What do you like to do with your friends? What do you like to do with your friends? What do you like to do with your friends? What do you like to do with your friends? I like to play cards. I love to play with my friends. Oh, God.
But it is a series of very intimate, up-close experiences with actors who not only touch you, they put their hands in your hair, they handcuff you, there are hoods at various points. It's a very extreme haunt, but it still feels like ScareHouse. There's still some twisted humor in there. And that was important to make sure that people understand. I've used this analogy before. It's sort of like when you go to the restaurant and they have the super atomic wings. Well, that's not going to be for everybody, and the basement is not for everybody. It is absolutely not only for 18 and older, but for people who want an R-rated, extreme kind of experience. So there you go. That is ScareHouse 2013. Please check us out on YouTube. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/thescarehouse. Thanks very much.